Welcome to Roxtalks, the podcast that helps network marketers like you grow their business on Instagram and on Facebook. I am delighted to be here with you today to talk about the holidays. And yes, I am talking about the holidays. And I know you're probably thinking, Roxanne, it's a little bit early, but that's okay because I'm here to help you get ready. And as you know, as a business person, you can't wait until Black Friday or November to start planning your holiday. We have to start planning it right now. And I think that's a good thing. And so today, I want to discuss with you, three things that will help you have a successful holiday and have a holiday with sanity for your business. And I'm going to disclaim, I'm not saying these are going to help you for your life, although they might, but it will definitely help you for your business. So we're going to dive right in. I think I need like jingle bells. Ding, ding, ding. Now, as you know, today we're talking about the holidays, but I want you to also realize that when it comes to you personally planning your holiday schedule and strategy, it's going to take more than a podcast can offer. True story. It's going to take having an opportunity to really get not only a strategy, but a tracker and even a holiday guide that you can use to implement into your network marketing business to make sure that this holiday season is a great one. There are a lot of things coming at us. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, there's talk about delays of shipments and all the things. It's real. If you've missed it, check the news just for a moment, you'll see it. And so we have to make sure that we're starting right now in all things and planning and getting ready for the holidays. That means making sure that your social media is right on point. So you're ready to go with that. That means knowing your specials and your events and all the things. And it also means actually physically tracking your numbers and yes, knowing how much you're spending. That's a big thing. If you don't even know where to start with that, that's okay. I invite you to join me for one of the most effective things I do every year. And that would be the Slay Your Sales Holiday Strategy Workshop for you, network marketers. It's happening every single week this month, and I know you're going to get so much out of it. Now, one of the great things is when you join the Slay Your Sales Workshop, you can come to any one of them, and you get to watch the recording as well too. And you also get a free holiday gift guide template, which is a plug and play. So all you have to do is put in your favorite things, your products, and then share a way to go ahead and get more people buying your products this holiday season and joining you in business. If you would like more information about the Slay Your Sales Workshop, and I do want to see you there at our very next one, just go to socialstoriesmembership.com/holiday, or just go to Social Stories Membership. It'll be right there on the top of the screen for you to come and check out. I cannot wait for you to join us there. This is the thing that will transform your business in 2021. I do want to say happy holidays. You know that, right? I want to be like, happy holidays. So we're talking holidays again. And I hope you're not thinking, not again, Roxanne, not another holiday. But I'm not trying to sell you Christmas in July. I'm not trying to get you drinking pumpkin spice latte, although you could if you wanted to, and I wouldn't be mad at you. What I'm trying to do is get you in the holiday spirit. And I don't mean the spirit of cheer and tinsel. I mean the spirit of really thinking like the business person you are. So this holiday season can be an amazing one. Now, there's three things as I was looking at and working with my clients one-on-one, and we just had office hours for the Social Stories membership today. I had some thoughts and some things that we're implementing and seeing great success with that I wanted to share with you right here on the podcast. Want to listen? These are my three things that you can be, should be, I would like you to, and I hope you would like to as well, to be working on right now so that you can rock your holiday season. Three things. You want to know what they are? Let's start with number one. I want to say they're not in any specific order. However, I think they really are. Number one thing you can be doing right now in the month of September, now is the month of May, in the month of September to rock your holiday season as we finish off Q3 is this. Brand yourself. Brand yourself, my darlings. And I don't mean you have to get some colors and a logo. None of that. And there's no time for that, wouldn't you say? Time for that is probably past if you haven't started on it right now. But you can brand yourself in a way that is so much more powerful than all of those things and will help you in the future when you want to brand yourself even more. Do you want to know what I mean by that? I mean, right now, right this very minute, right now, brand yourself as an expert in your field. Take the time to establish yourself as an expert in your field. I don't mean the field of network marketing. I mean the field of what it is you sell when it comes to your product. So for example, if you're with Hugh and Grace, then your big focus right now is to brand yourself as someone who values and is promoting the benefits of having non-hormone disrupting products on your skin, right? Which means that right now, what you're going to be doing is really setting the tone for educating us all on those issues and giving us the what's for on what we need to know to make that better. You know what I'm putting down? It means that if you are with Solvasa, you are focused right now on establishing anti-inflammation, perhaps, right? And the benefits of growing older gracefully without inflammation and ways that we can do that right in life. It means that if you're with Modere, you are focused on and you're becoming a brand expert in the important things such as the benefits of having joints that don't crick and hurt, the benefits of having collagen not only on the outside, but the inside, and more importantly, the benefits of having a specific type of collagen. It means that if you are with Isogenics, you're focused on collagen as well too, now aren't you? And you're focused on the benefits of marine collagen and the benefits of that and liquid collagen for us all. You are showing us that you are an expert in your field. It means that if you are with Rodan and Fields, you are the expert on acne and all the things to prevent or to diminish the signs and the flare-ups of acne. And that is your expertise. Now, you might be saying, as I list these off, hey, but Roxanne, we have more products than that, and that's not my product. I'm giving you examples. Slow down your roll. I'm giving you examples based on things that I would say, are amazing hero products in each of those businesses. But we all know your hero product is maybe specific to you, and it may not be the one I listed off. So just those were examples. But do you see what I'm saying? I think you do. What I'm saying is, right now is the time to start giving information about the benefits of what you ultimately have to offer. But I don't mean listing off the 9 or 10 reasons why you should buy my product. I mean listing off, and I don't even mean listing off. I mean talking about the issues that it's solving, talking about the problem, identifying it, letting me know what symptoms are so I can say, oh my gosh, that's me. And not only that, being that expert so that I know if I have that issue, if you got a problem, you'll solve it. I can check out your Instagram while you're my DJ and you resolve it. Sorry, that was bad. But you hear me, right? I know that I can go to you to help me and give me information and also give me products that will work with it. See, sometimes we try to skip those steps because those steps, in some ways, if you don't lean into them, you might automatically look at them and go, those aren't fun. Those are boring. Those are actually really fun. That's the fun part. That's the fun. Well, it's all fun to me, but that is a fun part, is helping people understand and identify why they're feeling a certain way or they're not feeling a certain way, why they look a certain way or they don't look a certain way, why they need to take another look, why they need to follow you and learn more from you, because you are the expert. And before you say, I'm not an expert, I know I've got at least one, if not 10 podcasts on imposter syndrome and encouraging you to believe in yourself. So can we just decide today you're going to do that, or listen to the podcasts and the archives and check that out, because you are amazing and you are an expert, because you know more about that specific subject than I do, and then that your market does. I mean, seriously, I mentioned Hugh and Grace. So in the last month or so, Hugh and Grace is a new network marketing company. And in the last month or so, I have had clients who've come to me from Hugh and Grace. Did I know what Hugh and Grace was before that? Had never heard of it. A and B, did I know about hormone disrupting products? Hadn't heard of that either. But they have, or they knew a little bit more than I do, and they still know more than I do on it. But let's be real. But here's my point. From that, I learned from it, right? So don't think for a second you're not an expert in that. So sure, I might be coaching them on social media, but they're coaching me and schooling me on hormone disruptors. Didn't know that was a thing. My point is this. I don't want you for any second to think you don't know what you're talking about, because you so do. And it is okay if you want to grade yourself and go, if I was in a grade, I'd be in second grade. Okay, that's great. You know what? There are a lot of people right now that are in kindergarten, first grade, pre-K, and K. And guess what? They can all learn from you. Now, there are even people who are in sixth grade and seventh grade and in college that can learn from you. Come on, let's do, how much, just out of curiosity, how many of you learn so much from your kids? Right. Why? Because they see it a different way, or they're able to explain it a different way. Or perhaps there's something that they're learning in school that this didn't have when you were in school. I mean, this new math thing, I don't even understand it. I don't need to understand. I'm not helping anyone with their homework on it. But I'll tell you this, if I'm going to learn new math, I'll probably do pretty dang well learning it from whatever grade you learn it in. Right. So don't think that you're not an expert just because you're not the first one who came to the block, or because you're not the one who created it. You're still an expert. You still know quite a bit, and you can explain it to me, to your target market, in a way they've never heard it before, if you choose to lean into that. Now, what we do is we try and just fall back on the way that our upline said it, or the way that our company said it, or that someone else in our company said it. And we diminish the fact that the way we can paint the picture and the way we can describe it is awesome, is amazing. Lean into that and take this time to brand yourself, which means that as you're posting, as you're doing reels, as you're doing stories, as you're doing posts, as you're doing carousels, as you're doing all the things, you want to make sure you incorporate those tidbits into what you're doing, right? That's what we do in social stories. As we're building out our social media funnel, our Instagram funnel, our Facebook funnel, we really hone in on content that sets you up as an expert. And we help you realize how to do that. Now, as you're doing that too in your branding, you got to make it look good, right? Yeah, we do. That might stress you out a little bit. I don't want that to stress you out a little bit, but consider this. We know, you and I both know, if you've been listening to the podcast for at least, I don't know, a month, 2 months, you know, Instagram has things it likes that we can track. I track all the time. My team tracks all the time what Instagram is doing and what they're leaning into and all the things. And so based on that, we can look at posts that are doing very well. And those posts are going to be given or dispersed, I should say, exposed, however you want to write it. Exposed is probably not the best word, to as many people as Instagram sees fit. A post that's not done as well will not. Now, we all of us, even I would say the JLos of the world, have posts that do well and some that just do meh. But we can lean into the trends, right? And one of the trends that you and I know that's out there is carousels. There's a podcast maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe it's episode 130, 141-ish, maybe around there, that's all about what the heck is a carousel. I encourage you to go listen to it if you don't know what a carousel is, because a carousel is a great platform for you to put your brand story out there, for you to, and branding is in like showing people that there's a problem, symptoms, all the things, and setting yourself up as an expert. Carousels are stupendously wonderful for that. And so as a result, you might want to lean into doing some of those right now. You might want to incorporate those. Now, I will say this, Social Templates Club, as you may know, made for you to help you with all things, not just branding, but save you time, McTime. Social Templates Club gives you carousels and also teaches you how to create a carousel because there's a little trick to it, right? As well too. So it gives you carousel templates and then also shows you how to make those carousels the way that they are so that you can really develop your brand story. I have to tell you right now that the carousels that I see that Social Templates Club members are making are awesome. And they really do give value. Those are what's getting saved and shared, and that's what's helping. And they're getting customers and clients from it. And they're also saving a lot of time. One of the things I really want you to focus on, I encourage you to focus on, in fact, it's the second thing when it comes to being successful over the holiday, well, for your holidays and beyond, and having sanity is this planning. Oh, goodness, we have to plan. Yes, we have to plan. And not only our social media, but we need to plan our experiences, right? Virtual experiences. We need to plan our specials if we're having them. We need to plan all of those things. When you plan those ahead of time, you're able to juke and jive, right? You can modify because you know what the plan was. So you can kind of adjust to the left or right, know how far you need to go. Planning is sanity. It really is. And I know you're like, Roxanne, you are not the productivity guru. You're right. I'm not. So I'm not trying to say I'm Megan Summerall because she rocks the Casbah. She's the queen bee when it comes to that. However, I can tell you that planning is going to be your saving grace. And if you start it right now in September, oh boy, you're going to be so happy you did when October comes around, definitely when November comes around, and you know it when December comes around. And that's the other thing that Social Templates Club really helps people with, right? Because they get a month's worth of content of templates to incorporate their panache in. Then they can implement those, add in some of their personal flair, and have it all planned out. In fact, one of the challenges I had for them this last month was do 30 days of planning. And I'm really excited because when I get off of this call, I have to go ahead. I should go ahead and draw. We had a competition. And so everyone who did it was in a drawing for a $50 Amazon gift card. And so the deadline was yesterday. And I get to draw for the winner. And I got to tell you, I've had messages going, I'm going to win that. I'm so excited. But and what I hope they realize is I'm excited, not for who wins, but in my mind, they're all winning because they are putting the content out there and they're giving themselves the freedom. Kate Horwitz, who's phenomenal. She was actually on my Instagram live today. She just traveled 25 days. She's a network marketer, been in the business for over 11 years. And she, with the same company, PS, and by the way, and she just traveled for 25 days. 25 days. You better believe she planned out all her content for a month. I was talking to her yesterday and she said she actually has her content already planned already. Future. She's like, oh yeah, I've got this week and this week. I know what I'm going to do already. She's leaned into Social Templates Club and as a result has been killing it. Because she can travel for 25 days and not worry about it. Can you imagine? I'm like, what do I pack? What do I do? She's got that all done. She has her social media done. I was like, how'd that go? She's like, yeah, I've had all my social medias posted. She's like, I've got that done. She's like, last week I got a new consultant. I was like, dang, Chica. And she's looking fabulous doing it as well too. That's what planning gives you. It gives you that freedom. Now you and I might not travel for 25 days. But we can give ourselves time to do more things. Think about the holidays. I want you to think about it for a second. If you could get your plan in place, would that allow you to spend more time with your family or your friends? Would that allow you to watch more Hallmark movies? Hey, all these things are equally important, right? Of course it would. So I encourage you to consider that and plan now. Now, of course, I believe, and I'm a firm believer that two great ways you can plan right now is go ahead and join Social Templates Club if you haven't already. I know we had our founding members launch a little while ago, and I also know that we opened it back up this month, or I think we're capping it to like just only 20 more members. It just allows me to be really hands-on, y'all. Okay. So 20 more members this month. And you might want to check into that. In fact, I may or may not be having some hoopla special goodness around that. So stay tuned. But if you think you might be interested in that, I highly recommend. There is a link always on the podcast page, or you can go to socialtemplates.club and take advantage of that. That's a big one. Another way is coming to the Slay Your Sales workshop. You guys, I cannot express or stress to you the importance of it. It's why my social stories members get it for free. It's part of we do it and then we reinforce it. But if you're not a social stories member, that's okay. That's why I've dedicated a month to weekly doing this training for you, this workshop, because I know how important it is for you. I know how impactful it is for your success. It's planning now. We're not going to wait for our upline. What we should do is we should invite our upline. That's what we should do. We're not going to wait for our company. We're going to get our plan. Nobody knows you better than you. So let's take you in this workshop. I cater it towards you and your needs and help you work through it so you can have your plan in place. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Now, it does cost you to come there. I absolutely have no problems charging you for it. And I mean that in the nicest way because I know when you invest in something, you're going to take it seriously, right? Can we agree on that? So there is a charge. It is $40. Do I believe you're going to make back your $40 by coming to this workshop? I know you will. So I'm not worried about that. That price is negligible because I know the benefit. I know the benefit not only of you learning how to figure out your strategy, your plan, your goal, figure out how much you're going to spend on your business, but also the tracker that you get that helps you track it all along the way for the rest of the year. And the holiday gift guide. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It is worth, one of my mentors always says, whenever you do something, make sure that it's worth 10 times the amount. I know that Slay Your Sales Workshop is worth over $400 without a doubt. Not worried about it at all. So I highly encourage, it's not $40 to come though, it's 40. I highly encourage you to come get on the shtick for that because it will blow your mind. But you also have, it's hands-on, right? So if you have questions, I'm here to answer them and really help you and guide you through it. Now, the third thing, so we know branding, planning, and last but not least, making sure we don't do too much. This is a trend that I'm seeing. We want to be in all the places and do all of the things, right? Anybody else? Totally, totes. We say we're all about JOMO, as in the joy of missing out. But the truth is, we still have the FOMO, the fear of missing out. And by Jove, sometimes that FOMO is greater than the JOMO. And so as a result, we do MOMO. Sorry, we do more. We do too much. Y'all, if you are told, literally, if you were cooking and you have a recipe and the recipe says it calls for a teaspoon of salt, are you going to put a tablespoon of salt in there, unless it was on accident, because you just enjoy, you don't want to miss out on dashing the salt in there? You could, but you're going to ruin the meal. Ruin's wrong, strong word. It's going to be too salty. It's going to be too much. It's not going to be as enjoyable. Why do I say that? I say that because what I'm seeing is this desire and this, like, I enjoy social media so much, Roxanne. I love posting. So I'm going to post 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 posts a week on my Instagram. 7 times a week on my Instagram, 8 times a week on my Instagram. And my question for you is why? I ask why because Instagram has literally told us that doesn't work. And even before that, even before they came out and literally said it. I mean, listen, I was seeing as we were testing and I was doing all the posting and different things I was doing on my page, I saw the trend. It was going down. I've collaborated with other experts and we saw the trend. And so prior to that, been encouraging people, hey, less is more. But Instagram is they came out and told us less is more on your grid. So even if you love posting and you have all the time in the world to post, if you want to grow your following, if you want to grow your business on Instagram, I recommend the best thing we can do is follow the best practices. And hallelujah, that one of the best practices is by doing less, not more. I can't tell you how many of my social stories members that breathe a sigh of relief when they come and I look and go, hey, you know what? I see you posting like 5 times a week. You can take that down to 3. They're like, oh, what? I can't. Yes, you can. Even if they're all quality posts, then you're not getting the most you can out of them because the algorithm is set to not reward that. The algorithm wants people to stay on the platform. Yes. They want quality. Yes. And for what I get, perhaps for that reason, they've decided that less is more. So lean into that. The things you're putting on your grid should be right around 3, maybe 4. Sometimes that happens. I get it. But if you're doing 9, 8, 7, let's count that down. Take off. Take them off. Spend that time on your stories, doing more stories. Spend that time doing more reels, but don't spend that time cluttering because that's what you're doing your Instagram feed. I hope that's like, yay. And that's just an example. Let's look at what we can do and ask ourselves, do we need to be doing all of these things? There's a lot you can be doing on social media. Absolutely. We have to weigh those things and make sure we put them in an order of operations that gives us sanity, that decreases the overwhelm. I had a client say to me, an officer say, she's, gosh, Roxanne, I feel like, she's like, my business is on Instagram and then she does non-social media, LinkedIn. You know that LinkedIn is not a social media platform. It is a search engine. Should I feel with these that there's all these ancillary extra apps that you have to get to make these things work? And it can be really overwhelming. And I'm like, hallelujah. Thank you for saying that and being so open about it. I love that she said that. And others agreed with her. And I said, I hear you. I hear you. Let's minimize this. If there's ever a moment you're feeling overwhelmed, and Instagram in its own iteration, if you just scrap everything away, can feel really overwhelming. I was counting the different aspects and elements of Instagram, and I got to 8, but I think I have to add DM, so I should really say 9. That can be a lot. Do you agree? And as a result, it can just exhaust you and overwhelm you. Now, I believe that overwhelm is something that we can work through, right? And a way that you can work through that is by saying, I'm going to do less, not more. So prioritize the things that are worth doing in that moment and let go of the things that aren't. So in order for you to look at this holidays and slay it, slay it. And I do mean the pun. In order for you to have sanity and success in your holiday season, 3 things you can start doing, and I do encourage you start right now. Don't wait for the official day of fall to start. Don't wait for the autumnal equinox, is what it's called. Don't wait for Halloween. Don't wait for Thanksgiving, for Black Friday, for Hanukkah, for Christmas, for Festivus, Kwanzaa. Don't wait for those things. Don't say when that hits, then I can. That's too late. Now is your time. So right now, what I want you to consider is this. Number 1, brand yourself. You know what your hero product is, or you're leaning into that. What is the thing that you're going to focus on this holiday season? What is the thing that you're going to sell the most of or you want to? Start setting up the thought process for your target market that you understand their symptoms, you understand the problem, you know ways to solve it, which, yes, include your product. Set that up right now. When you're branding yourself, lean into carousels, for example, if you're on Instagram, but make sure you're planning. Find a way to plan that out. Plan out your posts, plan out what you're doing, and also plan out your strategy in general, right? Not just on Instagram and Facebook, but in general, your holiday strategy. If you're going to be doing emails, you should start that right now. Plan it now. And yes, we do talk about that in this, your sales workshop, if that's a way you want to go. So you're planning it out. And if you want to take a look at Social Templates Club, I encourage you. I think you'll be really pleased when you do. Socialtemplatesclub.com. But the next thing you're going to do is you're going to do less, not more. Now you might be thinking, Roxanne, you just said, look at a new club and you're saying do less, not more. Make it make sense. I will, because I know that something like Social Templates Club is going to save you time so you can do less. You picking up what I'm putting down? And listen to the guidelines. Listen to what's out there, what's working. And I don't mean the guidelines of someone who's barely on social media, but has a higher title than you. That is not the guideline I'm talking about. She is not your person in how to grow your social media. She's just not. It's fine. It's okay. But she's not. She has other great skills she can help you with, but probably not the best way in circa 2021 to be working your social media. So lean into knowing what the best practices are and don't do too much. And if you're like, but Roxanne, I'm not doing enough. You said 1 to 3 times and I'm just posting maybe a half a time a week. Okay. So then try and do a little bit more. I'm not a believer of crash diets, which means I'm also not a believer of saying, "Oh, you're doing 0, let's do 10." We're not going from 0 to 600 miles per hour if that's even a thing. Pace yourself and lean into it. But pace yourself. Do a little bit more, a little bit more, and a little bit more until you're close to or where you want to be. And for those of you who've been posting 10 times on your Instagram feed a week, I don't expect you to go from 10 to 3 or even 10 to 5 because you're just going to be annoyed with me. You're not going to enjoy the process and you're going to go back to 10 and maybe go to 15. So taper down little by little until you get to that number. Pace yourselves. This is not a race, it's a journey. And while you're on that journey, lean into branding yourself, lean into planning what you have going on for the rest of the year, and lean into not doing too much. And then you will not only enjoy the journey more, but you will have success. And enjoying the journey more, yes, means you'll have sanity. We'll be right back with Behind the Scenes. So it is September 8th. And I have to tell you, when we're recording this, that September does feel a little funny when Labor Day is a little bit late, doesn't it? Who would think that a few days would make a difference? But it really, really has. What we are working on behind the scenes with Team Roxtalks is really streamlining our processes, which I'm not a process person. So I have my wonderful integrator, Taryn, who's working on that, but also really fine tuning and tapping into the needs of our clients. That's the big focus. It's always our focus, but really is our focus right now. And what I found is, and you may find the same thing in your business, with the times, the way they are, the needs change. So it's really important for us to stay on top of just like how everyone's feeling, what they need help with, and being on the ball with that, which is one of the reasons I do love office hours. And today we had a great turnout in office hours. And I think that was partially because people needed it, whether it was the community they needed or just clarification what they're working on. It was really great. So if you were there, thank you. It was great having you. And it made my day for sure. I got a meal plan service. Behind the scenes, I talk about whatever. You're like, what? Yes. Okay. So it was last week, beginning of last week. So end of August. It's like, golly, last August was a long month and that's fine. But I had a lot of goals and I did some traveling and all the things. And I got to tell you, when you're sitting there and you're like working all day long, loving it, but working all day long, I don't really feel like having to keep track of eating lunch. For me, I'm like, I could just grab popcorn. That sounds good. Scott's lunch, Baylor's lunch, but she eats the same thing all the time, but and then dinner. Like sometimes I'd get off of calls and dinner's the last thing that I want to be thinking of. And so there were a couple weeks where we pretty much ordered in over and over again because I didn't grocery shop. It just wasn't happening. So last week I thought, you know what, this is ridiculous. First of all, I don't need to be eating out all the time and I can't find necessarily the healthy food I want to. There's salads, but they are like, it's like dressing with salad on the side, Yeah, true story. And so I decided, you know what, I need to find a meal planning service and one where I don't have to actually cook. It is ready to go. Not the HelloFreshes, all those other ones. Those are fine, whatever. But I want one where I don't have to do it. They say 30 minutes is really 2 hours of work to eat after. I just want boom, I don't want to think about it. And so I found one, y'all. Have you heard of Thistle? If you go to their, I think it's Thistle on Instagram, adorable Instagram profile. And they're only on the West Coast. So, those of you are going to have total FOMO and it's real FOMO. It's not a fear. You are missing out. What is that? Omomo? Food's been so good. So I turned to Scott. I'm like, listen, we're doing this. And he's like, what? Well, you know how they are. But ultimately, if they have food, they're fine. First day we were eating, he's like, this is really good. We had dinner. He's like, this is really good. So I ordered like 3 breakfasts and then lunch for both of us and dinner for both of us. And it has been tasty, really tasty actually. And it's, oh, I forgot to tell you, it's plant-based. Plant-based, what? And so they do have in them some, you can add some meat proteins or animal proteins or whatever they call it. Now, I don't know if I told you this, but I did the Everly Well test. And when I did it, it said that I had a sensitivity to turkey and to chicken, which are like, I don't even enjoy those things. I eat them because I think I have to. So I'm like off of those things now. So what we're doing is since we get half vegan because it's vegan, plant-based. I told you that already. Vegan. Oh, I didn't tell you it's vegan, not just vegetarian, but vegan. And then half meat. And so when it comes and it's chicken and or turkey, Scott gets it and I get whatever the vegan option is. And then it went on the chances that it's pork, I get that. What's really interesting though is the other night we had like Ropo Cubano something or other, and I had it with pork and he had it with jackfruit. So I sent him a picture. You know what jackfruit looks like? It's like this, it looks like a mango with a bunch of bumps all over it. And I sent it to him and he saw the email, the text the next day. He's like, what is this thing you sent me? I'm like, that is what you ate last night. He was like, it is. So it's fun to try all these foods that we never would try. And all these, like, I didn't know that certain, like I've had lentils a couple times in the food. It's been delicious. I wouldn't cook lentils. That takes, my mom used to cook lentils. Trinidadian dishes, pilau had lentils in it, but that's not my thing. So it's been really great that way. I know we're going to do it again next week. It's going to happen and we're going to try it for at least a month. But I'm also really interested now that I'm like partially vegan, just half the time. Actually, for me, most of the time, I'm interested to see what that's going to do with my body. So I will keep you posted on that. And I am officially back at the gym now too, y'all, which is also equally interesting and feels a little bit weird. I'm trying, when you were not somewhere for a long time and when the few times our gym opened, it was like all these restrictions and it closed back again. So it's been interesting being back at the gym, but I really am happy to be dancing again more than anything. I'm loving that. And then of course, like just seeing the friends I didn't get to see as much anymore. So all to say those things are good. Scott's great. Baylor's amazing. Have you seen her? She's obviously amazing. And we're hanging. So I'm really excited to just enjoy September and help y'all get ready for what's to come. We have a lot of great, as you know, I'm doing a lot of Slayer sales workshops this month. Also have a 90-day planning session for some of my members this month, and Pro started this month, which has been amazing already. I'll tell you about that next week. So that's what I've got going on. What do you have going on? Kind of curious. In fact, I would love to hear from you. So if there's something, if this spoke to you in some way, will you just screenshot it and tag me on Instagram? I get so excited when I see those stories on Instagram. I really do. And I'll not only share it, but I'd love to chat with you. I've also really been enjoying getting to know so many new network marketers. A lot of network marketers have come to my Instagram at Roxtalks lately, and we're having great discussions. So if you just want to talk, hey, Roxanne, let's talk about whatever. I'm here to talk to you. I enjoy you so much. All right, that is all I have for you this week. Thanks so much for listening to Roxtalks. I do hope to see you next week for another episode, or maybe I'll see you at a Slayer Sales Workshop between now and then. You take care, and remember, you are not ahead. You are not behind. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Take care. Bye.